Namaskar, Sat Shri Akal, Salam. Hello dosto. I'm Alok and I welcome you once again to your favorite YouTube financial education channel stockincome.in. stockincome.in पे आप सबका स्वागत है। हम आज आगे चलेंगे अपनी वीकली सीरीज वीकली मार्केट आउटलुक में wherein we discuss our analysis of the week that is following now, right? So we'll be talking about week that is starting from 23rd of January, right, to 27th of January, right? So as always, we've broken things into two parts, factors based on data as well as factors based on technicals, right? And we analyze them and we try to understand आगे आने वाले हफ्ते में क्या हो सकता है, इसका हम एनालिसिस करते हैं डेटा और टेक्निकल्स के बेस पे, राइट? सो न्यूज और डेटा ड्रिवन फैक्टर्स की अगर बात करें और उसमें इंपॉर्टेंट चीज आ जाती है की इंडाइसेस. इंडियन इंडाइसेस इफ यू सी हैव बीन फ्लैट टू माइल्डली पॉजिटिव for the week. That has been story actually for the indices in the whole of this new year. Market is kind of finding direction, still not found its direction. But look at the US Qs and they're also flat. S&P 500 was down 0.66% for the week. Nasdaq was up 0.55%. Indian indices mildly positive for the week. So no much change here, no clear sense of direction, right? So they're looking for some Qs. FIA DI data को देखें तो the story continues wherein FIs have been net sellers to the tune of around 2400 crores for the week. For the month of January as a whole, 19,880 crores. DIs have been buying, almost matching up now to the FI selling. So they bought for 3,384 crore in this week, and for the month of January, DIs have bought for 16,182 crores. So almost matching up to the selling done by FIs, but still not up there. There's been more selling than buying in this market. India VIX has decreased further, right? Markets have gone a bit quiet. Very little activity in the last few days we have seen. So almost getting below the long-term averages. The VIX closed at 13.78, right? It's not percent, it's 13%, my mistake. 13.78, and it registered a decrease of 4.65% over the last week. However, important thing here, the budget we know is around the corner. Budget is on 1st of February. And due to that, there is a reasonable possibility that we could experience sudden spike in VIX. Right? Markets have been very quiet, very dull in the last few days and weeks. But you could see sudden movements in the market. So need to keep that in mind, and especially traders, be careful. Right? This can trouble some traders if there is a sudden spike. I'm not really predicting a spike, but given the budget, you don't know. There's a possibility of a spike. Crude oil has been inching up slightly again from the last week. That's a trend we have seen in the last few weeks. So gone up by about 2.5% this week also, largely due to China opening up. So there is an expectation, and probably it's there, the higher demand for crude, because China, we should remember, is the largest importer of crude in the world. India is number 2. So China has been shut because of zero COVID policy, and they're relaxed hugely now, and they're opening up, and that might spruce up the demand for crude, right? चाइना के ओपनिंग की वजह से क्रूड का डिमांड बढ़ सकता है, उसकी वजह से प्राइसेस बढ़ रहे हैं. पिछले कई हफ्तों से देख रहे हैं प्राइसेस बढ़ रहे हैं, एंड विच इज नॉट गुड फॉर कंट्रीज लाइक इंडिया स्पेशली, राइट? बिकॉज वी पे ह्यूज इंपोर्ट बिल्स. क्रूड इज आवर बिगेस्ट इंपोर्ट आइटम, राइट? यूके की इन्फ्लेशन की बात करें, इन्फ्लेशन इज स्लाइटली डाउन फ्रॉम 10.7% to 10.5%, थोड़ा सा नीचे आया. इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग इज इट्स शोइंग साइंस ऑफ पीकिंग अप, विच मीन्स लग रहा है कि जितना मैक्सिमम होना था इन्फ्लेशन, एटलीस्ट इन द मीडियम टर्म, हो चुका है. इसके बाद थोड़ा नीचे को ही दिख रहा है, विच इज द फर्स्ट पॉजिटिव साइन फॉर इकोनॉमिक रिकवरी, राइट? सो बट देन कॉन्क्रीट प्रूफ इज येट टू कम. अभी तक ऐसा कोई नीचे नहीं आया है. सो द फियर इज नॉट गॉन अवे, द डेंजर इज नॉट गॉन अवे, बट देन देयर सम साइंस ऑफ बेटर थिंग्स गोइंग अहेड. Okay, and we just finished with the World Economic Forum in Davos from 16th to 20th June. We should remember this is the world's largest economic forum, wherein leaders from all major industries as well as some political leaders they meet, discuss on a variety of subjects. Right? This year, the forum, the Davos World Economic Forum (WEF) ended just on the 20th of January, and we've not seen any major announcements. There's no concrete takeaways that we can talk about. Of course, there are things. There were some quality discussions that happened, but at the beginning of the summit, the mood was of gloom and doom. Little, everyone feeling down, not feeling great about things. At the end of the summit, the mood is slightly better. So that is the key takeaway. I think JP Morgan's president really put it very nicely. He says things are not great, but they are much better than they could have been, right? So that's the mood going away from World Economic Forum. Tech giants have talked about artificial intelligence, chat GPT, etc. At the same time, huge layoffs are being experienced in tech industry. So there is a fight, there is a challenge happening there. China is declaring itself open for business, and they have predicted a growth for 4.5%. Some people believe it could top that, and that has, while that's good news in so many ways, that has also rekindled fear of inflation going up, because चाइना की जब डिमांड ओपन होती है तो उससे इन्फ्लेशन को बढ़ने के चांसेस रहते हैं. सो इट्स अ डबल एज स्वॉर्ड फॉर द वर्ल्ड. लेट्स सी हाउ थिंग्स कम. ओके, रिजल्ट सीजन चल रहा है. क्वार्टरली रिजल्ट्स बहुत कंपनी के आए हैं. Results have been mixed to below expectation to about. There's no big surprises. Nobody has shown results hugely above expectations. Nobody has shown significantly below expectations, right? So HDFC Bank was slightly above expectations, and the Stanley were above expectations. Reliance, I'm saying mixed. Why? Because Reliance actually has become such a large company, such a diversified company. It's difficult to say in line or below expectation, above expectation, because actually it's no more one company. They've got very multiple businesses, and each business is huge. So on the petroleum front, they've done some slightly better. On the upstream front, gas recovery, gas KG6 basin, right? They've done better. Gas के prices government ने improve कर दी, ceiling हटा दी है. So they have better realization, and more realization, better realization will come in the months to come. On the chemicals business, they have had some challenges. वहाँ पर काफी struggle हुआ, margin loss भी हुआ है, revenue loss भी, growth नहीं है, negative growth है. But जो consumer business है उनका, which is two consumer business, Reliance retail business, that has grown very significantly, and telecom business has also grown very significantly, decently, if not very significantly, decently. ARPUs have increased, which is average revenue per users. They've added up close to about 5 million subscriber in this quarter. So good news on retail front, good news on tech front, little I would say negative news on the chemical business front, and mildly positive news on the petroleum front. So that's how Reliance is. But on the whole, seems like company is now valued very well, and could be a good candidate, right? But let's see, we don't know. Okay, upcoming week is full of results, very important results. ICICI Bank, Kotak Mahindra, Ultratech, Axis Bank, Maruti, Bajaj Auto, Cipla, Dr. Reddy's, Tata Motors and Bajaj Finance. These are major companies that are scheduled to announce their results. इस वीक में इनके रिजल्ट्स आने वाले हैं. Do keep an eye on, because these are the companies that decide the future direction of the market, right? So everyone should keep the fingers crossed and eyes and ears open. Okay, तो हम बात करते हैं टेक्निकल्स की न्यूज से हटके. तो before I go there, let me remind everyone, it's a very clear disclaimer. I am a trader and investor in the Indian markets, right? And I do this analysis for myself. मैं अपने लिए analysis करता हूँ, आपके साथ share करता हूँ. So that maybe it benefits you, but I reserve a right to be wrong. This is only for educational purposes. There's nothing that I say is an investment advice in any manner. That I don't advise to buy anything. I don't advise to sell anything. I'm not a SEBI certified advisor, so please consult a SEBI certified advisor if you want to take any investment decisions, as well as maybe do your research, right? Okay, so let's move. निफ्टी का अगर हम चार्ट देखेंगे, सो एवर सिंस 2023 स्टार्टेड, निफ्टी इज जस्ट लिंकरिंग अराउंड सेम लेवल्स, राइट? कोई डायरेक्शन नहीं दिख रहा है, कंसोलिडेशन साइडवेज फेज ही चल रहा है और अभी तक चल रहा है. यस्टरडे वाज अ पुअर डे फॉर निफ्टी, बिग रेड कैंडल क्लोज्ड एट द लोएस्ट पॉइंट ऑफ द डे, राइट? Given, but then 17,800 has proven a good support. It's been breached once or twice, but never closed below that in the recent past. So that's a very strong support. Given this, seems like Nifty might trade between 18,500 on the upper side, and if it breaks 17,800, it might go to the levels of 17,500, 17,400. So my levels for Nifty for this week, 17,400 and 18,500. And let's look at the options data for Nifty. If you look at it, maximum option open interest is close to the ATM levels, right? So 18,100. But then there is a catch here. The call open interest is much higher at 127.2 lakh contracts versus 77 lakh contracts, almost double call के contracts हैं, right, for the this week, and that has increased significantly. So call side बहुत call writing हो रही है. If you look at some more things, right, near to ATM, slightly OTM अगर हम चलें, so there's a huge call writing, which means look at it, 96% up, 89.2%, 100.8%, huge call writing happening, which means market participants are not expecting the market to go up. Whereas put side पे near the ATM जो है इतनी heavy put writing नहीं हुई है. So looks like market is slightly I would say stable to with a bit of a negative bias, right? So there is a put writing also. PCR ratio is around 0.72, which is suggesting again a little downward pressure in the market. So looks like market might stabilize here or go down. So my opinion is, while I've given the levels with you, shared the levels with you, my opinion is कि ये थोड़ा सा यहाँ से इस वीक के अंदर यहीं पर स्टेबल रह सकता है मार्केट, या थोड़ा सा नीचे को जा सकता है, slightly bearish, right? And before I talk of Bank Nifty, friends, let me remind you, we are present on other social media also besides YouTube. So we are present on Instagram, right? And wherein we share every day, on an everyday basis, we share Market Student tomorrow. That's a daily analysis of the market, right? And a forecast for the next day. And we share market views before opening every day on Instagram, on Twitter. And we share a lot of learnings on these channels. So do make a point to subscribe there, follow there, and share with your friends. I'm sure you'll benefit from all these, right? There's a huge effort that we put in, and it's only fair that effort is useful to people who matter the most, which is you people. Coming to Bank Nifty, friends, Bank Nifty is showing a little better traction. You can see a lot of lower wicks, right, which shows market is pulling back from the lower levels, right? Bank Nifty, if you remember, was the leading index in the last few days, a few weeks back, but last 1 or 2 weeks it's been lagging a bit. But then now it seems to be coming back into action again. I feel Bank Nifty could trade between 40,800 on the lower side and might go up to 44,200 on the upper side. These are the levels that I look for with a positive bias. So Nifty, I have a bit of a slight negative bias, but Bank Nifty, I have a bit of a positive bias, and that's also being confirmed by the options data if you look at it. So the PCR ratio for Bank Nifty is better. Nifty PCR ratio is 0.72, Bank Nifty PCR ratio is around 0.9. So which means more of puts have been written, right? Still more calls are written, but then comparatively more puts are there. Ratio is better. So which means market participants have faith in this index going up. अगर हम option data की बात करें तो interesting things. While the maximum open interest is at around ATM levels, but जो near OTM levels हैं, right? Near OTM levels, उस पे put writing हुई है, और अगर हम देखें near ITM levels, उस पे call writing, right? So call writing is less, and there is a huge put writing happening, which means even in the not OTM, ITM levels. So which means market participants believe that market is going up. That's why they're putting their money there, right? ITM पे भी put writing कर रहे हैं, right? So and that shows that there is a bias towards the upper side. So I feel market levels are already discussed, but my belief is markets could the Bank Nifty could inch up slightly in this week. At the same time, you don't know what happens because budget is a big event around the corner. While budget will be coming the next week, not this week, but there could be some news, some traction. So we need to be staying careful, right? So friends, this was largely my analysis for the week. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it meaningful. Please thank you for being with us, and do please stay connected. Do keep visiting the channel, liking the channel. If you haven't subscribed so far, I think it's time you do that, and also share it with other friends so that they can benefit from it. Till we meet next, thank you, God bless, Jai Hind.